What is up, everybody? Welcome to the very first, I believe it's the very first LUTI match on Dapple Productions. My name is Het and I'm joined by Clam. And before we can introduce ourselves more, let's go straight to the game because we started late as hell. We are going straight off the Mincemeat Rainmaker. It is ASC Tenshi versus Booyah Gang. Let's see which of these teams is going to win round 1 in this best of 9 set of LUTI.
Yeah, yes, hello there. Second time on the mic here from me, so hopefully I do well. We can see immediately we got an NZAP, which is something that I don't really see too much currently, so it's going to be interesting to see how much they can get use out of the Tacticooler on Rainmaker, maybe use it to get that crucial little speed buff to help them up the walls a bit. We'll see. Yeah,
the crab tank is out right now. We see a couple players down for Booyah Gang, everyone alive for ASC Tenshi. Booyah Gang in the purple, ASC Tenshi in the yellow. Splash Medic here deciding to go out, just telling it is not their time. Yoshi doesn't have a good time, but he gets a splat on Balky, which is very nice. That helps the team a lot, and the Rainmaker also getting splatted is quite strong there. 2 players, offensive players down for ASC Tenshi. Booyah Gang now using their own crab, gets Yoshi's with that crab, and a full wipeout for Booyah Gang. This is ASC Tenshi's chance to get to the Rainmaker under the checkpoint, which I'm pretty sure they will do, as it's a very easy push. And with more players going down for Booyah Gang, ASC Tenshi is really slowing it down, and Booyah Gang have to get some grip to get in further with another wipeout. Don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, immediately incredible pressure and immediately incredible push from ASC Tenshi here. Immediately, again, putting pressure on Booyah Gang to do something. So, yeah, it's yeah, sorry, you're gonna have to take over for this one. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a no worry. It's a very strong push from ASC Tenshi. It looks like they are not done yet. The Rainmaker is still in their hands. He got pushed back a little bit, but not as far. Or in the middle, I wasn't looking for that. It is in the middle. It is really reset, but still they can probably push it back because they still have the advantage. The Inkfact now out for Booyah Gang. Can they get a splat? No, they cannot. Unfortunately, KitKat just having the strength, but gets a splat on Melbellis on El Balky anyway. The Rainmaker still pushing, tries to get the Rainmaker, but that machine tries to get away from the machine from Alwo, gets that splat, a very nice over-the-wall splat. And again, the Rainmaker in a very compromised position for Booyah Gang with the 3 members down for ASC Tenshi. It looks like Booyah Gang can finally peacefully reset it, get some map back, and start a push of their own.
Yeah, the sniper from Booyah Gang really did want to get the early snipe on the Rainmaker there, but unfortunately, yeah, as you saw, the machine did immediately put a stop to that and increase the time pressure from ASC Tenshi a little bit longer, although, as you can see, Booyah Gang are starting to make a little bit of progress, changing the position of the Rainmaker, getting it into a more advantageous position for them, getting it closer to the middle, which might help Booyah Gang just start regaining more ground in general, especially now that they're getting picks with the crab tank. Yeah, 2 kills. Can we see a third? Maybe? No, pressure from the Booyah Bomb is a little bit too much right now. Oh, never mind. They have dropped. Yeah, this might be a good chance for Booyah Gang to start getting back in. The Rainmaker's about to reset there. That's going to be good. Whoever can get this upcoming pop is going to have another chance to maybe probably go in.
Yeah, the Rainmaker pop is going to be important, not for dodges for damage, also for turf, mainly in the middle part. And with 2 players now for ASC Tenshi, Booyah Gang has a very golden opportunity to start pushing that Splash Medic. One of them can put a huge amount of pressure in, but now both of them are alive. Another one goes down, so both of the splashes have been reset for the Splash Medic. This is huge for Booyah Gang as they use their own crab tank. The machine uses their Booyah Bomb. The Rainmaker is ready. The Tetras do go down, unfortunately, but Albert is getting splatted. This is the chance to get on the Rainmaker, but no! Alwo with the machine denies it. And a very, very good shot. The Rainmaker just in front of the checkpoint. And Booyah Gang losing too many members to continue this push. Unless Flabio can somehow pop this or somehow sneak it onto the pedestal. I don't think his push is not going anywhere. And and ASC Tenshi is probably going to the reset as they just popped the Rainmaker.
Yeah, it looked like a potential good push there for Booyah Gang. They had the Inkfact ready on the sniper. They had a bunch of other specials ready as well. They had the crab going as well. But unfortunately, it does seem like they were picked off right before they could put any kind of plans using those specials into motion, which once again lets ASC Tenshi come in, just camp both of these jumps, just put a complete stop to Booyah Gang. Although most people are already fallen now. So, oh, yeah, that looks like a complete wipe for Booyah Gang. Oh, wait, no, hang on, they're coming back in.
Yeah, Booyah Gang maybe got wiped, but ASC Tenshi also lost a lot of players on their own. And it was a good opportunity for Booyah Gang to start pushing. Unfortunately, there was not enough players alive for Booyah Gang. They tried to push with 3 members down. Already this Rainmaker being popped by ASC Tenshi is probably going to kill this push straight off the bat. Tentacooler coming out from Raze. That Tentacooler gonna help them a little bit. Fighting a sniper, I don't think you want to fight that sniper over there. It's a very compromising position, but the Rainmaker has to be defended at all costs. playoffs, and with that reset, it's gonna put a lot of pressure on Booyah Gang. With 30 seconds left on that clock, they have to go all the way from the middle, basically towards the pedestal of the enemy, towards 14 they have to win. There's a lot of points for them to score. And with ASC Tenshi putting up a lot of pressure at the beginning all of the game, it's going to be tough for 2 players down for ASC Tenshi. Now Booyah Gang might have a shot, get them. They're having the specials, they're having the players down. Do you think they can do it? They have the Rainmaker as well.
Yeah, Booyah. It wasn't looking good originally for Booyah Gang, since I was seeing the sloshing machine just respawning there, which isn't getting that time to get the special. And yet that's it. They get the players ready again. They do get some specials, but the Rainmaker, I think, just runs in a little bit too eagerly. Doesn't really wait behind their teammates. I feel like they could have waited a little bit before going in there. And unfortunately, ASC Tenshi were ready for it and just immediately put a stop to that push, winning them the game.
Yeah, very nice from ASC Tenshi to just wait a little bit and not just rush in on their own, if you see a lot of teams do. Especially when I'm playing something like solo queue, or when I'm playing something like like League Battle, or whatever it's called now, Anarchy Open. Just rushing in 1 by 1 and just having a bunch of teammates of Booyah Gang rush it down very strong, but ASC Tenshi just waited out for a little bit and grabbed the Rainmaker by surprise, just jumping to people on him and putting it into such an awkward spot with such an awkward timestamp for Booyah Gang left that they cannot possibly pop it again. So very nice played by ASC Tenshi. Also very good pushing. They continued to push in the beginning of the game. So I think it's really good. I really like what they did. But now we're going on to game number 2, which is a Cold Splatoon competitive classic. Splat Zones MakoMart. Now with the new update, Canon, do you think we are going to see new weapons in the spotlight? Because we haven't seen a new weapon in this first game actually.
Yeah, they definitely did add a bunch of new weapons in the update that definitely favor painting, such as, the Big Swig Roller, which just really favors Splat Zones because that's its biggest strength. It can paint really well. I think the horizontal flick on the Big Swig Roller is probably a contender for the new best painting tool in the entire game. That's just what that weapon does quite well. So maybe one of these teams have been experimenting with the new thing. We could maybe see a Nova. The Nova splatter shot is known to paint decently enough. It's mainly good at marking people. But yeah, maybe the new ink brush with the ink mines, getting the sneaky ink mines on the zone. But we'll see. We'll see if the teams want to switch it up, try something new, or if they'll just stick to what they're comfortable with. The same teams, we will just have to wait and see for them to get ready.
Yeah, definitely. These teams are pretty close to each other, I think. ASC Tenshi having a bit of an upper hand we showed in the last game. But Rainmaker is always a very unpredictable game, and if your team struggles with, that kind of pushing together, then maybe stuff like Splat Zones and Clam can work together. Clam might be a bit more difficult. So I'm still open for Booyah Gang. It's a best of 9. A lot of stuff can happen. A lot of different game modes. I'm kind of sad that we only see newer maps like straight at the end. I was hoping that we see Flounder Heights a little bit earlier.
Yeah, that's true.
I haven't personally seen all the gameplay on it yet, but I haven't been. I'm honest. I haven't been super following the Splatoon scene as much as I probably should. But Flounder Heights, I mean, we together did walk on it, and it felt very awkward because it's an old map. I haven't played it in a long time. But it'll be interesting seeing what these teams brings, especially as the meta goes on and evolves and patches come out. You need to see how these players tackle these maps. It looks like the teams are taking quite a moment to get their stuff ready for MakoMart. It's of course it's LUTI. It's one of the biggest. I think actually it is the biggest Splatoon tournament. It's hosted. It's been old as hell. I mean, I remember during my first LUTI, and that wasn't even the first LUTI. So
we played in one, didn't we?
Yeah, we definitely did with Blooper Ink back in the day.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I think we just missed out on the playoffs by like 1 shot. I think I also played in LUTI. I played it in 3 times. I didn't make the playoff once. Once it was a Blooper Ink and we missed it out by like 1 position. And 2 other times the team just straight up disbanded.
Oh, here we go. Here we go, boys. It's the next game.
We're going here. Splat Zones on MakoMart. Let's see. It's also Division 1, so it's a very good division. We see a very similar weapon composition from both teams. I don't think they swapped all too much, but it looks like Race decided to drop that ends up for a splatter shot for Custom Splatter Jr. So that is one of the new weapons. So hopefully they can make work of it, because that Rainmaker is going to be super annoying to play against. And see Booyah Gang here capturing the first zone and also spraying 3 people from ASC Tenshi right off the bat, showing them that they have a lot of strength in them. Yoshi going on with a big flank, but ignoring the other splash medic, and this gets him splattered in his fortune. But still, big points slowly ticking off. Booyah Gang's timer, and ASC Tenshi hasn't got a proper response yet. There'll be a couple players on the upper hand on the battlefield, they are probably going to start attacking right now.
Yeah, fantastic immediate push from Booyah Gang there. The custom junior on the AC Tenshi's team can be incredibly annoying with the wave breakers, as you say, when it gets set up. But, you know, when it can't get set up, for example, in a situation where Booyah Gang just goes in, goes hard, goes crazy, it does kind of maybe, you know, struggle to get much going, apart from just having the torpedoes to continually poke with. It is a very annoying weapon once it gets into position, and the AC Tenshi do look like they are in that position now where they can get these multiple wave breakers set up. One player there on the reef slider tries to get in, but unfortunately the end lag on the reef slider just doesn't go well for them, ends up costing them their life. Probably wasn't a fantastic use of the reef slider there, especially because it didn't really matter in the zone getting covered anyway, but I respect the attempt.
Yeah, the reef slider, of course, is always awkward. It's a very Tetra-only weapon really uses it. It can definitely work, you can definitely neutralize the zone and do big baits on it, or even get a couple splats if you are lucky. But it looks like this person was not. Booyah Gang now, they had the good start getting to 58, but now they're going all the way down. The knockout is about to happen, and with no one to really push in as they're all going in one by one slowly. Booyah Gang also loses game number 2 in a very dominant game, actually, for ASC Tenshi. They didn't have to start quite nailed down, they had a little bit of trouble getting in. But straight up after that, they went in and destroyed Booyah Gang. And it's not looking too good for them, as they still have a couple rounds left to fight. It is only 2-0, and it is a best of 9. So first to 5 wins the set. So they still have a little bit of time, to recover and to fight back. But as it's looking like right now, ASC Tenshi is definitely on fire. Maybe Booyah Gang needs to use a little bit more Booyah bombs.
I mean, yeah, you're maybe right there. AC Tenshi definitely does seem like one of the biggest strengths of that team is just once they do get in, even if they do struggle to get in a little bit at first, at the start, once they do get in, they can just set up their whole little brick wall and just keep their positions amazingly, as you just saw in that game on Splat Zones, where they, as soon as they got Booyah Gang out of the match one time, they would not let back in ever again. Although, you know, speaking of map positions appearing later in the set, if we can get Booyah Gang to, you know, put up a bit more of a fight back a bit, then we might be able to see Splat Zones on one of the new maps, Brinewater. I think it's called Brinewater Springs. So come on, yeah. Booyah Gang, let us see the new content.
I would love to see Splat Zones on Brinewater. I think that's pretty. I think, you know, for certain maps it's very awkward, but for Rainmaker, for Splat Zones I think it's actually a very okay map. But now we're first going to Clam Blitz, and Clam Blitz is always the mode where it makes or breaks teams. I think especially when it came out, and I still believe this, it is the team game mode to play, because you are so reliant on each other to actually score points, where in like every other game you could technically score all the points on your own. Everyone else's skill, but in this game, because of the clam distance, you know, you do have to push together a lot, and it looks like AC Tenshi is going in a very unused weapon composition, going with a mini Splatling. Thank you for showing off a proper new weapon. The mini Splatling, or the Zinc mini Splatling, is a returning weapon from Platoon 1, having a very strong and annoying kit to fight against. I remember all my days as Platoon 1 fighting against this thing, and I had not a good time at all. For those of you who don't know or don't watch Platoon 2, the Zinc mini Splatling is one of the strongest weapons, was one of the strongest weapons in Platoon 2, I feel like, or at least for me. It's a very strong weapon. And this game is also quite strong, having Disruptor and Big Bubbler, so this thing is going to be your lead weapon to push in, and AC Tenshi is using it quite well, as it's got a couple splats here. They got a lot of turf on the map, way more than Booyah Gang, and they are about to have enough clams. They have enough clams actually to start pushing, but they're just waiting a little bit. They get a couple more. 12 clams, a lot of power to push in a lot of ways to score points. They have a power clam, they have the Inksuka as well. The Big Bubbler is also ready, and that's going to be crucial, because whenever that meeting gets set up, they can go in and start pushing by a long shot. But the vacuum from Booyah Gang is preventing it as of now.
Oops, sorry. Yeah, as you say there, the mini Splatling is a very cool new weapon pick to see, and it does make sense why they would pick it for a mode like Clam Blitz, because it does have that big bubbler special. So, AC Tenshi wipes out. They looked like they were putting pressure on Booyah Gang, but Booyah Gang just immediately said no, and for the second time now, they've gotten that immediate first push.
Yeah, it took a little bit. It took about a minute actually to get a team to start scoring points, but Booyah Gang is scoring them by a lot, 42 already, and they still have a couple clams in the bank to go in. Splash-O-Matic from Yoshi's is still pushing in hard. Kit Kat as well with a charge of Valor setup. It's a very, very spell on Alwo, and they only have 27 ticks left, or 27 clams left to score. getting down to 9. 3 more clams in that basket, and they have definitely won this game. And Yoshi's does have the clam on the left. You can see him push in there ready. Ray's got a couple spats though, so Yoshi has to push him in. 2 more clams, 1 more clam, but the full wipeout is going to prevent the 100-0 knockout. Good defense by AC Tenshi though, a little bit late. But that 3 is very ominous looking to AC Tenshi, is they have to go in for the knockout to properly win this game, and that's going to be very tough. But it looks like the power clam is already at the ready, all with that machine waiting for the push to happen. The Booyah Bomb coming out, going for the Booyah Bomb, probably on the right side to start the opening push. The Booyah Bomb is thrown, the power clam is thrown, gets splatted though, so hopefully this is the chance. Kit Kat using their missiles, Float Boyo, you're going in. Yoshi's also at the ready, the vacuum out, the crab tank out, everything is going everywhere. The Mini also throws out their bubbler, but it wasn't enough for AC Tenshi as they didn't score any points in the meantime, and their push has stopped wasting their opening power clamor, as this is the only power clamor where you get the full 20 points off it. The push is going to continue though, so hopefully Booyah Gang can stop once again for AC Tenshi, as they have a lot of clams ready, but a very good splat there from Flopyo, preventing a push once again. Scored to 55, but that's a very good defense from Booyah Gang, and now it's their turn to start playing again.
Yeah, AC Tenshi getting 2 back-to-back push opportunities there, but both times they popped the shield. It didn't look like they had very many other clams collected on the other players, so even if they did get more of an opportunity to go in there and score, they wouldn't have been able to push very far. Even if both of them went well, I think they would still not quite be in the lead yet. Booyah Gang would still have the advantage there.
Yeah, I think so. You know, it was a very good attempt from AC Tenshi, and you know, they had to strength, they had to special, but I think they just didn't, you know, I think they didn't go in as aggressive enough. But Booyah Gang also had a very solid defense, and they also showed special at the right time. They had players at the right time, and they had important special, especially Flopio getting that splat. I believe raised, but they had 5 clams. That was huge because that was a lot of push power gone from Booyah Gang. They have a power clam of their own now as well. The vacuum is out. The reef slider is at the ready, waiting to be used, but a very unfortunate bomb from Sep gets rid of that power clam and puts it in a very awkward position for Booyah Gang, and they're going to have to drop it. Not that they really need it though in terms of points, because they are in a very huge lead, but still opening that basket and stalling a lot of time would have been very nice. Flopio unfortunately getting spotted by Sep. Very good Inksuka shot. A lot of players now going in for AC Tenshi. The Booyah Bomb going out as well. They want to push, but the power clam is all the way at the back, and now their own stuff from Booyah Gang is coming out. Bubbler in a very strong position for AC Tenshi. The power clam has been thrown into the basket. It is open. They are pushing, but there are no clams. There are no clams nearby. If Booyah Gang can defend this, they're going to stop this push. 3 clams at the ready for race, but they get splattered right before. Now Sep has to grab them, but the barrier is once again closed. And with 20 seconds left, AC Tenshi still have to make another power clam while Booyah Gang is one at the ready. So the overtime will probably be in their advantage unless Booyah Gang get on. They have the power clam. They've thrown it in, but can they finally make the push happen? It doesn't look like they're gonna happen, but there's a very good flank going in from Backle. Backle getting splattered though by Booyah Gang, and with that I think the end is here. AC Tenshi lost this game as Booyah Gang had a very strong showing. Even if the end had dropped a little bit, they shown that they also have the power to beat AC Tenshi, and this Glamorous game showed it perfectly.
Yeah, definitely. Booyah Gang just straight up taking a page from ASC Tenshi's book there. Just being able to put up a defense after getting a lead and just holding it for an entire game with almost no opportunities for ASC Tenshi to get another shot at taking a big lead. Anytime ASC Tenshi were given a chance to make a push, there just weren't enough clams on the map for them to be able to get anything meaningful done. And so it kind of led each individual push just to make a little bit of progress, but never enough to actually get past the massive push that Booyah Gang put up very early in the game and were very impressively able to defend.
Yeah, I like how Booyah Gang swapped to defense. I think that then they had to push to 3. Did you notice that they just stopped pushing and they mainly started actually going for defenses? I think that they only tried to push like once, and then that failed when Badu got splattered in a very awkward position by the structure from Sep. So I think after that moment, they just decided, let's go from defense, let's just hold on to mid. I think they did it really well.
I mean,
perfectly executed that.
That's just when the team noticed that that's what they have to do. Like, pushing up forward is no longer their win condition. It's no longer what they have to prioritize to come out of this match in a W. And so they realized, oh, we do just have to do an amazing defense, and that's absolutely what they did. It worked.
Yeah, I think especially if you have 1.5 minutes left, right, and your only win condition is not, like, your win condition is knockout, like, or defense. They just honestly go for defense. You can defend it, and then if you have the opportunity, you start pushing. But let's see if they can repeat that tower control on Eeltail Alley. I know that's your favorite map mode combination in this game.
I mean, it's all right. It's not
alright.
terribly too higher up, but the E-leader pull out now, the Splat Charger switching from Splat Charger to E-leader, that's definitely one of the more terrifying weapons on Eeltail. They can just cover so much of the ground on this map, just with the sheer range of the weapon, which is, probably why they picked it, which fair enough.
Yeah, E-leader is always one of those weapons. People that tend to use it are either really bad or absolutely crazy with the thing. It is insane. I also want to notice that Floppio is using the Death Attack spell shot, so that's I don't know if they used it last game as well. I can actually check it. Oh, they did also use it last game. I didn't notice it actually. But
I didn't notice either.
I saw the ink strikes. It's like, oh yeah, that's probably like something. I didn't think of that, but the splatter shot, the Death Attack also is a very interesting weapon to use. I think Clam I can see it. In tower control, I can see it a little bit less, but it's still it's a splash shot with Splat Bomb. You can't go wrong with it, but you also can't go wrong with Booyah Gang's push, because they are going straight to checkpoint number 1, number 2, and number 3. They didn't get number 3 though, they didn't even touch it, but still getting the first 2 checkpoints in your first push is very impressive, especially in a team against a team such as ASC Tenshi, which has shown sheer strength in game number 1 and game number 2. So it's a very strong opening again for Booyah Gang. We saw in the Splatstones game that doesn't always end all too well. So let's see if they can hold it, as it's ASC's turn to start pushing.
Yeah, Booyah Gang have the last 2 games been completely turning it around on what the first 2 games showed us for their kind of power versus ASC Tenshi. It looked, at the start, ASC Tenshi just having complete dominance over Booyah Gang, but these last 2 games, Booyah Gang have just turned around and said, no, hang on, it's our turn on the Xbox, not yours, your time has run out, our time in the sunlight, and it's really showing with how quickly and effectively they are able to get these pushes going with the help of, all their weapons, including, again, the E-leader being able to sit on tower and just put immediate pressure on anyone who tries to approach the tower, especially when they have the rest of the team sitting around and supporting the E-leader in their position, helping people trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. They are still going strong, and they've been splitting people left and right. ASC Tenshi is being split apart, and then 2 people jumping on their members to either force them to jump out or just start splitting them. There's one on the left. It's Bako, I'm sorry. Bako with a very strong push, but going to the tower. Gets the tower, but the checkpoint has been taken by Booyah Gang. They got a full wipeout though. But ASC Tenshi lost their last checkpoint, and it is huge for Booyah Gang, because ASC Tenshi still has 2 full checkpoints to go through. And also towards the entire map now, there's way more time for Booyah Gang to just respawn and get their specials ready. We have the ink strikes ready from Floppio, and this ink strike can be super helpful for attacking a checkpoint and taking back the tower, or just defending and getting turf in any part of the map, really. And I'm pretty sure auto special ready as well. Badu does fall though, so that's unfortunate. The reef side are gone, but the crab tech now also ready. The missiles have just been used on the tower as I predicted, and on the Booyah Bomb. It doesn't actually splat them, but still, that is forcing them to use the Booyah Bomb in a position they may have not wanted to use it. And the tower still not even having properly touched checkpoint 2. They haven't even scored a single point out of it, I believe. It is ASC Tenshi again being pushed back by Booyah Gang. They have 1 minute and 40 seconds left. It's not a whole lot of time. Wavebreaker now also out from the E-leader from KitKat. And it's going to be even more annoying for ASC Tenshi as they are being noticed. Yoshi getting splatted here by Alwo. They're going on the tower. The Bubbler's also on the tower. 3 players down for Booyah Gang. This is a good opportunity for ASC Tenshi to push. They have the crab ready a little bit too early, I think. Sab is not going to have the crab and attacking the 3rd checkpoint, but this is where it's going to count, because the 3rd checkpoint is only just been taken by Booyah Gang, but they haven't scored a lot of points much further. The 3rd point is now on the taking. The crab tank is ready. Crab tank shooting on the tower, but being pushed back. The checkpoint has not been fully taken by ASC Tenshi as they are being pushed back. Almost still alive. Backle's still alive, but I don't think the crab tank is going to do a whole lot against 3 whole people. Sab also jumping in, but also getting splattered right into oblivion, and with that Booyah Gang still holds on to their lead. It's about there's a little bit less than a minute left on the timer, so everything can still happen in Splatoon 3. You see in the first 2 games, but this is looking like it's Booyah Gang's game to win.
Yeah, as soon as ASC Tenshi got that wipe a little while ago on Booyah Gang there, they made an immediate scramble to get turf control back on the map, and from the looks of things with how their push went, it definitely did kind of work out a bit. They struggled a little bit, but they did manage to make an incredible push, although they just barely didn't get close enough to get the lead before Booyah Gang took over there, which is quite unfortunate. They pretty much have one more chance now to get a push in, but it's not looking good because the map is looking quite even in terms of turf control. Honestly, Booyah Gang have a little bit of an advantage, it looks like, in terms of turf control, so it really doesn't look like ASC Tenshi has any chance, especially with these specials going off, completely locking off access to the tower with just massive paint explosions. Yeah, that's it. They were not given a chance to get back in and try that again.
Yeah, Booyah Gang again showing that they have a lot of power just behind them as well, especially the ending where there was the turf bar at the middle was a little bit even, but whenever I believe Sep or Backo got splatted, Booyah Gang just went in turf the entire map, put the tower a little bit forward, so it would actually be a little bit more annoying for ASC Tenshi. I don't know if you noticed that, but Booyah Gang only pushed the tower just so it was below the point, so it would take a lot of time for it actually to go up. Very smart thinking from Booyah Gang. And a very well played game. They almost lost at the checkpoint, but not just quite. They were good on the defense. They were very good on the offense. I don't think the defense was as good as the Clam game, but still a very solid 7 out of 10 defense. And they showed that they deserve to also win the set. It is 2-2. They pulled it right, as when we were thinking they would lose it. Let's go to Rainmaker on Museum del Fancino, the game mode where the ASC Tenshi absolutely shredded Booyah Gang in the first game, if you remember.
Unfortunately, I don't. But I will point out one thing. Because of how much of a massive comeback Booyah Gang have been able to make, our prayers were answered. I think we will see a Brinewater Springs game this set, which is great.
No, if it goes on like this, you'll probably even see the Rainmaker Flounder set as well.
That's true.
You know, it's 2-2. If it goes 2-2 again, then we have a good chance. You're gonna see Flounder Heights, but maybe Booyah Gang is further turning it around and getting absolutely cracked at this game. Teams are both preparing for Rainmaker Museum del Fancino, also a cult classic returning map from Splatoon 1. It was one of my favorite maps from Splatoon 1, actually. I love this map, the aesthetic, the layout, just the fact it was so unique. It was so high up, but every higher place was like shielded off, so you were really fighting on different levels, but not fighting people on different levels. Occasionally, you'd still, find it, but it wasn't as bad. So, yeah, always fun. And the Rainmaker layout in this game, I think, is very interesting with all those ramps and the checkpoint being a very open spot, and you have to push, of course, the chance to go to the left or go to the right, because of the multiple checkpoints. Rainmaker always have. Let's see how this game's gonna go. Guaranteed 6 shooters, but I do only count guaranteed 6 shooters, and I do count 6 shooters, so very good thinking from Ferrari Kid in the chat. Let's see how these teams are going to go. The comps looking very similar like last game, so they're pretty comfortable.
Yeah, the only thing Rainmaker on this map's missing from its appearance in Splatoon 1, which I know a lot of high-level players do actually quite miss, is the route you can take at the far left where you jump up onto a small platform and climb up into the enemy base. And it is quite a shame that that route's gone, but the route that's available right now that ASC Tenshi are immediately just taking advantage of, getting an immediate push, stopped by the sniper though. That's clutch play there from the Eeltail, but ASC Tenshi doesn't care. They're going to keep going. This is an amazing immediate push from ASC Tenshi. They've had enough of the comeback, the reigning comeback streak that Booyah Gang have been on. It might be time for ASC Tenshi to have their own comeback after the Booyah Gang comeback.
They really said, I'm gonna stop playing around, we're gonna kick ass again. But it hasn't lost yet. They pushed it to 19 in the first 30 seconds. Very strong push from ASC Tenshi. But Booyah Gang now trying to get it back. They pop the Rainmaker. They're gonna let it reset. They took control of mid. They have specials ready. The crab tank is ready. And the Reef Slider is ready. The missiles just come out to get some stuff down. The machine has been splattered, but the Reef Slider also jumping in, but didn't get any splat with it. Crab tanks now fighting each other. War of the crabs, ladies and gentlemen, getting it out today. Both crab tanks actually shred each other. Now it is Sep's turn, I believe, to go in onto the Eeltail from KitKat, forcing them away, getting the stun on KitKat after they use the Wavebreaker. Very good split on 2 players down for Booyah Gang. I don't think this push is going to go anywhere as Sep decides to push back from mid towards the spawn just to stay alive and just to stay safe and save a bit of the special they saved up.
Yeah, as much as both teams were getting a reasonable amount of picks there, it did look like Booyah Gang, I think, had a little bit of an advantage there. However, it went back to neutral because I think it was the Eeltail who was in a bad position and had to jump out. So once again, it ended up with a rather equal amount of players on the field now. A failed attempt, well, a somewhat failed attempt there from the Inkstrike coming out there before they were picked off by the Crab Tank, which is doing a fantastic job at defense right now from AC Tenshi. It's looked like they're trying to just keep map control on the main Rainmaker push route right now. It doesn't look like anyone from Booyah Gang is even in the vicinity trying. Oh, there was someone there and they dropped. That's a shame. I wonder where the rest of them are right now. Oh, we can see them up there. Booyah Bomb coming out from ASC Tenshi, cornering this player from Booyah Gang. That's unfortunate. They do live, though. They weren't finished off out. That's interesting. I wonder if that's going to come back and bite ASC Tenshi in the butt later on.
You know, it might actually be. They want to finish the player off. It was, I believe, the dude they left alive, so the Tetris can be very strong, very annoying. As a lot of map control now for Booyah Gang, and they start putting on their own. KitKat gets the Rainmaker onto the first checkpoint. This might be the opportunity. One player is down. I believe that is Mabel. Or Back. I don't think I call him Mabel because it is Backle. Already down. The Rainmaker being pushed up again. KitKat holding on to it. Yoshi does go down behind the Rainmaker now. It's Raze falling down, trying to get the Splat. Doesn't get the Splat. Actually goes to the lead. Goes to KitKat on Booyah Gang. Pushing it to 5 as well. Effectively having to touch the pedestal for AC Tenshi to win. And it's still going. And Flopio takes it and dunks it. Somehow Booyah Gang finds the opening against AC Tenshi. Pops in. Raze trying to get that splatter shot or get the pick onto the Rainmaker. Falls down, just misses it. Yoshi taking a hit for KitKat, literally jumping in front of it. KitKat pushing it all the way to 5. And then somehow Flopio finds an opening and just decides 5 isn't enough. Just slams it onto the pedestal. Booyah Gang is taking this game around. I don't think you expected that. I didn't expect it. I don't think anyone in chat really expected that to happen. That was a very impressive push from Booyah Gang, because I literally did not see it. After they got first, I was like, okay, this might be it, and then they just pulled that crazy stunt off.
Yeah, what we need to talk about is the fantastic, incredible use of the squid roll there from the Rainmaker, which is what let them get the lead. That extra, not invincibility, but armor you get from using a squid roll was exactly what that Rainmaker needed and perfectly used in order to stay alive long enough to swim in with the Rainmaker and get the lead on that initial push to 5 points. Like, it's really great to see that, you know, the game's been out for a little bit now, but it's not been out too long, but it's great to see all these high-level players figuring out and just being able to use these brand new movement mechanics in such amazing ways to just take games that probably would not have been taken if these mechanics were just not there. They couldn't get use out of them. So it's good to see these kind of new stuff happening. It shows what makes this game kind of like different, you know, than the last Splatoon games.
Oh, 100%. The squid roll and Rainmaker, it's just such a good strategy. Just you know, affect this game, they removed all the spooning from aiming, so it just feels nicer. I feel like the game also is just a lot more snappier, more responsive. I think they upped the rate between you and controller or whatever. I don't know what they did, but this game just feels so good to play. Every time I pick it up, I was like, oh, it just feels so nice. You know, really feels like Splatoon 1 again in a sense. I don't think it's still Splatoon 1, but it's getting pretty close, especially with all the, you know, quality of life changes, and especially the graphics in this game as well, the design of the maps, you know, the returning maps and the new maps. I think everything just looks just, you know, a tad bit nicer, and it just feels so good to play in the weapon variety right now as well. I mean, it's getting diverse again after the new patch, so it's very fun to see, it's very nice to play. Let's see how this next game is gonna go though. Splat zones on, it's
Brinewater Springs, I think.
Brinewater,
there you go.
It's Brinewater. I'm trying my best. I'm still learning. I'm not the brightest. Alright, I'm still learning. We see the extras coming out from Raze, so they're switching it up quite a lot. Double slusher. KitKat still using the E-leader, so deciding at long range is still the play here, as it should, because you can stand up high. Let's see what this teams are going to pick up. One of the new maps is these maps are not fully optimized yet for teams, so this is going to be interesting how these teams are going to play it out.
Yeah, I can speak from experience on this map on my own. The Explosion is an incredibly strong weapon on this map on Splat zones. You've already seen in action. It can reach the entire zone, because the middle of this map is honestly quite unfortunately small, which does let the weapons like the Explosion just reach over and just paint the entire entire thing, but it wasn't allowed to do that for long because another really strong weapon on this map is the Eeltail, which I fully expected to see, and they did bring it because the Eeltail, again, the middle of the map is so small, the Eeltail can just reach over from one snipe to the other and just pick off any other backlines that aren't it. It's the only backline that's really allowed to be here unless the other ones play extremely safe.
Yeah, one issue I do with the map though is there's not a lot of flank routes or any flank routes at all, really. You only have the main part to go towards any base and that's it. There's not really a proper flank opportunity, so pushing in this map is actually quite difficult compared to some older maps from Splatoon 1 and 2. 3 also, the monster maps were very decent at flanking, so this map showing no flanks at all is actually quite unfortunate. Booyah Gang is making the most of it though. ASC Tenshi does get the lead to 51, but Booyah Gang getting rid of their penalty also started pushing again. They have another penalty as ASC Tenshi quickly capped the zone. Not for a whole lot, with 2 players down. I don't think they're gonna push it back, especially now they have an effective wipe. 2 players died, the other 2 players died whenever the other 2 respawn. So this is Booyah Gang's lead to take. They are getting in a very defensive position for ASC Tenshi, but ASC Tenshi just in time gets some splats and gets this zone back in their position.
Yeah, things were definitely looking really far up there for Booyah Gang. Honestly, when I'm looking at these team comps, I do think that if ASC Tenshi want to have a good shot at getting back in on this map against this team, they do absolutely just need to take out the Eeltail when it has so much range and reach over across the whole map. And so Booyah Gang had that push there when the Eeltail was really good at staying alive, but look what happened as soon as the Eeltail dropped. ASC Tenshi were immediately able to get back in there and start scoring points again, getting rid of that penalty that they built up from the, you know, the few pushes that Booyah Gang have gotten in so far. A lot of the playability here on ASC Tenshi's team does seem to ride on just the Eeltail staying alive, just because it is so strong on this map. You have to watch out for it if it's still just alive.
Yeah, Grab is also insanely strong here. If you notice, they have a lot of range, a lot of power, and there's just not a lot. You cannot really flank it. There's not a lot you can do against a Crab. You know, KitKat can do a lot of it, a lot against it, but you know, everyone else is going to have a bit of trouble. And it looks like Backo here in a very fortunate position getting splatted, and this with the lead, with the penalty gone for Booyah Gang, is the time where they're going to grab that lead and start pushing their timer again, going into the mid 40s, low 40s. And ASC Tenshi, no sign of showing up at all. Booyah Gang only lost Badu, who's going to respawn right now, getting back. Lapio using the missiles to hopefully prevent push from happening. The Booyah bomb comes out from elbow, but it's not enough as Booyah Gang now goes into the 20s and below. The rain is now out from the Explosion from Race, trying to get the zone captured. They did get the zone captured as they split KitKat, so this is probably the moment where Booyah Gang decides to go back, but no! They let the zone cap for a little bit so they can pull back, but don't get splatted, and with that they can grab the zone again, putting ASC Tenshi in a very awkward position where, yeah, sure, Booyah Gang has a penalty, but they also now have a penalty, meaning that they are having to do a lot more work than Booyah Gang to win this game. In about a bit more than a minute left, ASC Tenshi has to step on the gas a little bit, because with 2 players down, you're not really going to push in.
Yeah, ASC Tenshi losing the Explosion during that big push attempt there was what let them not really keep that push for very long, because the Explosion is such a key player for maintaining turf control on this map. It's so strong at doing that if you really want to have, you know, a good push chance in, I do think you need to just have the Explosion in there applying pressure at all times, and so them dropping was what let Booyah Gang once again just start picking people off slowly now that they don't have the support of the constant raining bombs raining down from just the Explosion.
Yeah, definitely, but looks like it's turning around a little bit, though. ASC Tenshi having a lot of specials up the ready and using all of them. The grab getting used up, but the missiles countering them quite nicely, and even that the Eater from KitKat gets a very... Oh no, it was Floppio with missile... Ink Strike, it looks like didn't splat from the Ink Strike, but sure, I guess, you know, Splatoon connectivity issues. Will be Splatoon connectivity issues. Getting a splat onto the Crab. Very nice. A couple seconds on the clock. ASC Tenshi nowhere near pushing in. Booyah Gang putting everything in the zone to paint it. They get splatted on the zone. The zone gets neutralized, but not controlled by ASC Tenshi. And with that, Booyah Gang takes game number 4, putting them into match point position. ASC Tenshi had a 2-0 lead. Now is 2 points behind. They have to go for a full reverse sweep to stop Booyah Gang, who are on fire right now.
Yeah, it's honestly crazy to see how much of a dominating streak Booyah Gang have been on after their honestly quite rough showing in the first 2 games. It definitely is just surprising. It definitely made it seem like ASC Tenshi were en route to just sweep this whole thing, but Booyah Gang just came out of nowhere and just said, nope, this is our thing now, and it's just managing to take 4 wins in a row, which is just crazy.
Yeah, Booyah Gang is definitely strong as hell right now, and nothing looks like it's gonna stop them. They had a little bit of a mishap in Rainmaker Museum del Foncino, but even that they took it back. The same with the start of Splat Zones on Brinewater Springs. They had a little bit of a loose grip at the beginning of the game and then took it back quite strongly. And now we're going to match points for them. Clam Blitz on Inkblot Art Academy. They had a very strong first Clam Blitz game, so this game might also be a first push. Let's see how they're gonna do it on Inkblot Art Academy Clam Blitz. It's a very well-known map from Splatoon 2. It's been studied and studied and studied. Even if this game is different, you know, the meta has been set quite a lot. But even if Booyah Gang is using a little bit of a different strategy towards the meta, it looks like ASC Tenshi is using a little bit more of a meta strat than Booyah Gang, but Booyah Gang still managing to go on top. So let's see if ASC Tenshi is going to swap it out around a little bit, because I don't think their current comp is working a lot. I think they should swap out one of the scraps for something else, a little bit more range, to really, you know, counter whatever Booyah Gang is doing, because I don't know exactly how they're doing it, but they're definitely making it work.
Yeah, you know, I know you just said range, but I do wonder if we will see the return of the Zinc mini splatling, just because, you know, whether it worked out for them last time or not, Bubble is still such an incredibly strong special to use on Clam Blitz, especially when you can get it put up near the basket. And that's something about this map specifically with Inkblot Art Academy, is that I think it's one of the maps where the basket to put clams in is probably one of the easier ones to reach, or at least, well, quicker ones to reach, because there's so many different ways you can jump up to the plat where the basket is, and it's quite a wide open area where you can put a bubble in. So we will see if they do go with that strategy or if they just stick to what they've been doing.
Definitely, match point is here. They decided to go with the junior instead of the mini, because I think the mini is just a bit too new. You know, it hasn't been fully studied out how it completely works. Even though the weapon composition is actually quite simple, and we understood Bubbler for quite a long time now. But Ray's moving to the mini, so not a lot of range at all for ASC Tenshi compared to quite a lot of range from Booyah Gang. Booyah Gang interesting though decides not to play with a bubbler like last Glamorous game. They're not playing it safe, they're going for their full classic strategy. Let's see how it goes. ASC Tenshi start off with 2 splats, 3 splats right at the start.
Yeah, and it's looking good for ASC Tenshi right now. They're able to take out 3 of the enemy team. There's the 4. There's the effective wipe with all of them respawning at different times now. Going in with the crab, they all have their specials ready. So ASC Tenshi is looking really strong right now. They have a chance to get this in. They have the bubble ready. If they can just have a chance to use the bubble special like that, yeah, free push with the Clam, immediate lead, immediate pressure for ASC Tenshi. This might be the chance for them to start making a comeback with these game points.
Yeah, definitely Belko in a very strong position, gets a splat on Flavio. KitKat now unfortunately fighting against him, and it looks like Belko got splatted there. So good play by KitKat, or if any teammates held him, I didn't exactly see it. And only pushing the 68 for ASC Tenshi. It's a decent opening push, but not a whole lot. They only scored 12-ish points, so it's okay push, but they're still holding very strong offenses against Booyah Gang. They aren't allowed to go out of the spawner with 12 clams at the ready for ASC Tenshi. Whenever they get a pick, they can start pushing in. The bubbler is ready, crucially for Raze, and the bubbler is going to be used. Although does fall though. The missiles coming out for Flopio, and also they're trying to push in. The bubbler being used. The retard going in, gets splat on Raze. This might be used as the bubbler is raised and Raze is splatted, but now also Badu goes down by Sep. So no push going in for Booyah Gang as they decided to pull it back. And with ASC Tenshi at the ready with a couple clams in, only 14. The power clam is also ready, thrown in, and decided it was their time to push in. But let's see if they can use this power clam and get some more points in, because they're only holding 6 clams right now. And it looks like nobody is near the basket to push at all. So this might be another push where they only scored a couple points. And they in fact only scored 4 points. And Booyah Gang again is at the ready, at defending and preparing for their own counter push with 14 clams.
It is a shame that Booyah Gang didn't quite get a push in there, because that was a fantastic use of the special from the Terra Doodlies there. It really looked like that kind of push was opening a doorway for something to happen, and now something is happening, but it was just a little bit more delayed than I guess I thought it would be. They are getting clams in now. Will they take the lead? They need one more clam to take the lead. We do have someone there fighting. Oh, no, this does look like an effective wipe, unless maybe the Tenatech can come in. No, that's a shame. 1 point they would have needed to get the lead. That's rough for Booyah Gang. That's got to sting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that does sting. You don't see them actually too often, like the 1 point. Yeah, I don't. So it's unfortunate, but it's still not over. If they throw in one power clam, they actually get the lead. Though if ASC Tenshi also throws one power clam, they get the 54. And it looks like they are a little bit more of the contender to push. But 7 clams at the ready for Booyah Gang. They have 8 right now, enough to make a power clam, and there's still a pity clam. Is it a pity clam? No, sorry, not a pity clam. It looked like a pity clam with the icon. I'm sorry. But there's still a lot of clams on the field to grab, and 11 clams at the ready. They have the opportunity to push. Yoshi having all the clams, throwing the Kit Kat, now having the power clam. And now it looks like Yoshi, I believe, is going in. The Special Medic is waiting for the grab tank to be ready to push in alongside the teammates. Kit Kat now having the power clamp, throws it in to use the vacuum. Sucks up all that ink, all that damage, throws it onto the basket to just secure it. The power clamp is in. The basket has been broken. The lead has been taken. And with only a minute left on the clock, they're putting it to 62. Not a whole lead, but they're still putting a little bit of pressure on ASC Tenshi, because now they have to push in. And they're extending the lead currently to 42, 30 and below. Waiting for ASC Tenshi to just go in slowly, with 3 players going down for Booyah Gang. This push is as dead as the dinosaurs are, and with that ASC Tenshi has a couple times to push, as they are already going in for that counter push. Clam, they have the clams and the specials ready. What are they gonna do? How is Booyah gonna defend this?
Yeah, Booyah Gang there with the fantastic use of specials there. That ink vac, it didn't look like that ink vac was going to have the use it maybe deserved at first, because it didn't look like it, they had their teammates there surrounding them. But it turns out I was completely wrong in that prediction. They got an amazing push there. So Booyah Gang are using this last chance. If they don't have the clams on them at the minute, they need to run around the map collecting these clams. So if they can keep getting one in at a time to just stall the timer for a few more clams, then they might be able to take the lead, but not with the Splash-O-Matic, because the only remaining player, especially with all of Booyah Gang now alive, to get just the control back on the map. Yeah, this is looking rough for ASC Tenshi, who just can't get clams in order to even make another power clam to start overtime. Oh wait, no, they do have the pity. Never mind, my bad. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, I forgot about it too. They have the pity. They have to go in. One power clam is not enough, but it will do a lot of damage for them. The power clam is in. It does a lot of work, putting in a 38. It's a couple more clams, and they took the lead somehow at the end. 3 power clams going in, or 2 clams going in at the same time. Somehow in overtime, that pity clam saves it, pushes to 82. I believe actually another power clam went in. I think another power clam. I'm not entirely sure.
I think they won the game with the power clam, yeah.
No, I didn't win it with the power clam. They,
did not?
They had another power clam, probably at 20. Something was thrown in. I didn't exactly know what, but something was thrown in at the end, and they just clutched it. But that was a very, very strong game by Booyah Gang. Way stronger from Booyah Gang than ASC Tenshi. They kind of clutched it, like how Booyah Gang clutched Rainmaker, Museum Delfonzino. So let's go to game number 8, tower control onto Hagglefish Market. See how they are going to tackle this, because theirs is a very good mental boost for ASC Tenshi and a very good shredder for Booyah Gang, as they are mentally quite upset that they didn't win a game that they were supposed to win, looking at the statistics at least. So ASC Tenshi still has everything to play for, you know. It's a Splatoon tournament, everything can happen. We see reverse sweeps left and right, we see them all the time, so it's definitely not unheard of.
Yeah, this is definitely, honestly, one of the most back and forth sets I've ever seen, with each team just having a chance to just completely dominate the other one for what seems like it could have been just an infinite amount of time, but the other team just keeps on making a comeback. And going into this next game on tower control, Hagglefish Market, we will see if ASC Tenshi can continue the pattern of having these win streaks last in games of, you know, multiplications of 2, or whether Booyah Gang will just say, you know what, let's just end this here. Let's just jump right in and just take this W home on, you know, honestly, my personal favorite new map is Hagglefish. I love this map quite a lot.
Yeah, me too. The Hagglefish is just MakoMart for a lot of people in Splatoon 2. It's just a very fun, balanced map. I don't think it's an even improved version of MakoMart, because so there's a bit more cover actually. And there's an interesting place for you to stand. But let's go into game number 8. Again, ASC Tenshi against Booyah Gang LUTI. Match point still for Booyah Gang. It's Division 1, so they're very strong players on this field. see how they are going to tackle this. It looks like it's double machine now for AC Tenshi. They changed it up a lot. Booyah Gang decides to stay with the same composition. Nothing, yeah, you know, it still works. It's still very strong. But those double machine are going to be rough for them because there's a lot of Booyah Bombs Booyah Gang has to deal with. But looking at the name, they're probably used to it.
Yeah, is this the first appearance of Double Machine in this set? Because it might be, unless my memory's killing me, which it does all the time.
Oh, it's definitely the first appearance of Double Machine. We did see two slashers earlier with the machine on the X-Flusher on Brinewater, but we haven't seen it here. So let's see, or we have to see full Double Machine. So let's see how it is gonna go. As AC Tenshi is the first one to go onto the tower, gets the bubbler onto it as well, even if it only lasts half as long. It's still good points. It's still good protection, but the junior on the tower race getting splattered by KitKat with a very strong E-leader shot. Look at the next one. Oh, after the squid roll gets Sep, even it was a little it looked very, very cool to me. So I'm gonna go with a very hype shot. That's also strong because it's a very offensive player gone. Backo also getting splattered by the Wavebreaker from KitKat. KitKat, they're on a roll right now, but it doesn't look like they are willing to push the tower just yet as race goes down one more time. Getting that bubbler out of the way is their opportunity to start pushing 3 players down now for AC Tenshi, as Booyah Gang is definitely putting points down onto the tower.
Yeah, the E-leader honestly being the clutch player in the game so far, doing their job and beyond to immediately, well, somewhat immediately stop the push from ASC Tenshi and then continue getting incredible picks on other players trying to just get in and just the E-leader player saying no. So, yeah, that's just really cool.
Yeah, KitKat also hasn't been splattered yet. Still alive. The tower is me pushed currently because he can't really jump on it when it's like half up. It's very awkward. Okay, this is interesting, whatever Badu's doing. They're just standing there waiting, but the Reef Slider ready just throws at the wall. They get fed on Sep. They're getting splattered by Backo with the machine. That's a forward, so a very good splat. Actually getting Sep down, you know, getting rid of the crab. That is very important because the crab type can stand up high, can stand up strong, and very hard to reach sometimes. And it's also a big nuisance to their team because they only have the Reef Slider and easy to probably deal with it. So it's actually a good big priority to get rid of it, and they did that just perfectly. And with that, they also start pushing AC Tenshi back more and more. Still people on the tower. Backo getting splattered again by Badu, who's looking fierce. Crab against Crab, but with the missiles, the Crab is going to go down very quickly, but doesn't get splattered. 2 players do go down for Booyah Gang, though. Make that effective 3, and only Badu left on the battlefield gets a spot on Sep. It gets ended right there by Backo. It is something that Booyah Gang has to look out for, but with them, you know, dying one after the other instead of all together, they can still respawn and hold back to the ground. This kid is doing perfectly with that Wavebreaker and with the key leader, just pushing back AC Tenshi straight back to their base.
Yeah, whatever the Terra Doolies were doing there earlier, I kind of stand behind that block. Even if they did only get a trade from it, not only could that trade have been important because they definitely did just get the lead off, after that happened, it also, I think we can agree, it looked quite funny. So thanks for the content, Terra Doolies, that was good.
Yeah, it's a funny strategy. I mean, sometimes the awkward strategies or the weird strategies are the best one. But AC Tenshi now on the tower, they're starting to score points again. The checkpoint is about to be taken by Raze on the tower. Everyone else is pushing forward. The bomber goes in the tower, but missiles go down onto the tower as well, forcing them off. The missiles definitely go through the boulder, I think, or at least does a little damage because Raze said, nah, I don't want to be there. The boulder somehow actually survived that. If you saw that, the boulder took it like a champ, but got splattered right after. But the tower owning it into 57 is, it's not quite enough. We got 45 or 44 to get the lead, so yeah, a little bit of ways to go. They're still going though. A couple players under the tower pushing it a little bit faster. They're starting to score points again, and this might be it. The lead now in the hands for AC Tenshi as they're pushing back Booyah Gang quite a lot. Missiles again going on the tower, but Floppy going in against 3 players. That's not a very strong strategy. As the second checkpoint is also now taken by AC Tenshi, going to the third Clam. Can Booyah Gang defend this? What do you think?
Yeah, as much as the E-leader was doing so much work early on, ASC Tenshi proving that just with the right timing, the right use, the double Booyah Bomb and the crab, as well as just the bubbler on tower, can just put way too much pressure on and be really hard to deal with, and it did just give ASC Tenshi the chance to push, not even to 3, just to take the game in general. Wow.
A very strong closing push for AC Tenshi, putting it to game number 9. We actually get to see Flounder Heights.
Oh my god, we get to see Flounder Heights. Is
it going to be a reverse sweep for AC Tenshi, or will Booyah Gang take game number 4? It's a full match point and a very good best of 9. You love to see those. I love to see those. I really do.
This is content, ladies and gentlemen. The tournament set literally just could not be more back and back, no, not back and back, neck and neck than this, with back-to-back victories coming in from both teams on repeat over and over again, going to the last possible game that this set can take part in, which, as you can see, is Rainmaker on Flounder Heights. So it's going to see how much these players have been able to, get some practice in on the newest version of one of the older Splatoon maps, and see if they can, like, either team can take the advantage, maybe get in control of the top area.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how this is going to play it out, because Double Machine here might be strong, but also, as you pointed out to me, the carbon rotor, any type of rotor just sharking is very annoying, so maybe we see the odd rotor appearance coming out, especially in Rainmaker. If you can just get on the wall, in the Rainmaker, it's gone, it's just destroyed, no Rainmaker for you. But let's see how it is gonna go, because a lot of weapons with disrupting abilities or just sharking abilities are incredibly strong on this map. At least it's gonna feel like to me. So let's see how it goes, Rainmaker on Flounder Heights. If you are in chat, give your support to your favorite team. It's either be ASC Tenshi, the French fighters, against Booyah Gang, the team that has Booyah Bomb in their name but hasn't used a single Booyah Bomb this entire set. Let's see how it goes, everyone. We're going into game number 9. Apparently both teams are French. Throw your baguette at your favorite team, because this is going down into the history books as one of the fiercest LUTI matches in history. Let's see how it's gonna go, ladies and gentlemen. Starting off, we see Double Machine, Splatter Shelf, and the Anzap for ASC Tenshi. They're going a little bit of a different route, and Booyah Gang still deciding to go with their good old trusty weapon composition. It just works for them. So let's see how they're gonna pull this off.
Yeah, Booyah Gang especially, even with discussions of other weapons that can do things really well, hiding on the walls on Flounder Heights, the first thing that came to mind is just the fact that I do think the Tetraduli specifically can be one of these weapons that just thrive on this map, with having its, short range, fast movement and all that. It can probably do really well hiding, in the middle, being able to fly around and all that. So I fully expect the Tetradullis. I say that and they're dead, but like, listen, listen, it'll happen eventually. I think they might thrive.
We have a word for that. It's called Commentator's Curse. It always happens at the worst possible time. ASC Tenshi now going to get the Rainmaker first, looking to get the checkpoint on the right side. It's probably the safer bet that is covered behind that little pillar there. The couple splats going now for both teams, so both teams only losing one player right now. But the tactic cooler is up for ASC Tenshi, giving them a speed boost, giving them an Inkblot boost. Going to be used. Probably getting splatted there by, I believe, Elbow. Very good splat there. Over the wall again. That's something I've always been driving at this tournament. Going to splash people over the wall, but do also going down by the hands of Elbow. Grab tank from Sep going out. Booyah Bomb all going out as well. Bako on the Rainmaker. Grabs the Rainmaker. I believe, no, sorry, it was Raid. Grabbed the Rainmaker, but Bako was there to support them. Still behind the Rainmaker as they're trying to push it. But Booyah Gang is going in it now, finally getting a lot more turf onto the map. And now all being called out by a couple people. Getting a splat. No, all will get splatted by Badu, who gets refragged by Sep, who is looking like they're gonna fight something with KitKat there. It's gonna be a little more difficult as well, as Flounder joining them in the fight. It's not gonna be too easy for them, and they decided to jump towards their teammate just to stay safe and get a little bit of breathing room to not lose, especially because it was near fully filling up.
Yeah, I think the Splat-O-Matic then knew he was playing a very, very dangerous game, just sitting in that one corner when the Splat Charger was there looking at them, as well as one other player, so he knew he had to get out of there, and he used that chance to jump out quite safely. Something I kind of have noticed about the comps is that, Booyah Gang getting good push here, but I think something that let ASC Tenshi get that immediate kind of turf coverage and just control of the map in general is how much I think their double machine plan helps with the verticality of this map, because not only do you have the main weapon sloshing down from high up, they also have Booyah Bombs, which I think are two of the Booyah Bombs, which is one of the better specials for just throwing it up and getting control of top mid.
Yeah, definitely. The machines are incredibly strong, and it's something that Booyah Gang currently is struggling with. They did try to get the lead. It was a 54, so it was super close. Getting that lead, the Ink Strikes coming out to stop the Rainmaker. The Rainmaker just casually walks back. Badu does go in to try to get the Rainmaker splatted, but he also fails at doing that. Now the crap coming out for Seb just to score even more points. And the Rainmaker now being pushed to 42, sneaking towards the left side. Very good push for ASC Tenshi, who are still looking fierce as pushing the Rainmaker even further. The Inkblot coming out by KitKat, almost getting flanked, but just not quite. very good rotation there from KitKat. A very nice 90-degree turn to get the survival and probably get a splat with that ink fact as well. Didn't completely see it. It looks like Yoshi's now onto the Rainmaker, trying to push it and even putting it in a safe position for the team. Gets a splat on elbow. That might be huge because it's one of the machines gone. Another Booyah bomb coming out though for Backle, who's in a different part of the map. The Rainmaker also fallen in a super awkward spot for Booyah Gang. This was not the play. And now it's Backle at the top along with Grace and Alwo trying to get stuff done with the tactic cooler with 3 players down. It is only Backle alive, and they're also getting splatted. This might be what Booyah Gang is looking for. I keep saying Booyah Bomb. It might be what Booyah Gang is looking for. They just don't have the lead. Not quite. Yoshi has to go, rush it in, but gets it to 41. Does get the lead at the last minute, and now it's 50 seconds left for ASC Tenshi to get it. But considering how small this map is, it might just happen. The Booyah Bomb is ready, Callum. Do you think ASC Tenshi is gonna do it? I'm not entirely sure, but they definitely have the manpower as they have a 1-player advantage right now.
Yeah, they have a chance, but we do have to commend Booyah Gang for getting that push, the first chance they get after, you know, even though the ASC Tenshi did have their Splashomatic pushed in there with the ink vac from Booyah Gang doing what it does best, which is having a hitbox that lies to you, which unfortunately for ASC Tenshi gave Booyah Gang just the perfect chance to get in and just barely take the lead. But we do have no specials ready from ASC Tenshi. Oh no, they got it! Last second they get into the perfect position to take the lead from Booyah Gang. It looks like if Booyah Gang can't get this Rainmaker popped, then that might be it. Yeah, they're getting taken out. Yeah, ASC Tenshi just has this in the bag. They've completely wiped Booyah Gang. Not looking good for them. Unfortunate. But great win for ASC Tenshi there.
Booyah Gang came so close and they lost it to 2 points. They had it by 1, but at the end lost it to 2 points. Very, very good comeback from ASC Tenshi. This was a very well read Flounder Heights. Actually, to my surprise, a very interesting map mode to see these players on. I think the double machine at the end was just a bit stronger than the Splat Charger and then the single crab. Good games for both of the teams. So it was a very close and a very hype set. I love to see LUTI matches that are best of 9. Hopefully other LUTI matches will be like this.
Yeah, and we might be able to see other LUTI matches because Dapple Productions will be streaming other LUTI sets. So if you're a fan of the stuff that you've seen right now with these very close sets, then stay tuned because you might be able to see other good sets in the near future from, you know, the same streaming host. So, you know, plug.
Yeah, big plug. Also, Squid Junction is happening tomorrow, Saturday, I believe. It's Eastern Standard Time, 7 PM. It's 7 PM EST. Ah, that's Eastern Standard. Right, come on, I don't know my time zone. Double elimination plus counter picks. A very classic Splatoon tournament, a very fun tournament. It's not a Dapple tournament. You can also watch that onto Dapple Productions. I think we're gonna wrap it up. This was a very good LUTI set. I wanna give a big shout out to these teams, to Booyah Gang and ASC Tenshi for giving me crazy entertainment. Thank you so much, Dapple, for hosting this. Thanks so much for the teams who are playing. Callum, before we sign off, where on the internet can we find you?
Mainly my my YouTube and my Twitter, both of which are Lone137. You've seen it on the screen a few times. This set is where I post stop motion animations on YouTube and then just kind of talk every now and then on Twitter. Although mostly it's just Splatoon 3 clips from when I am being what we call an epic gamer. But what about you, Dave?
You can find me on @the_head__ on every social media platform: Reddit, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm not on TikTok. I don't do TikTok videos. Don't. If you find my TikTok, follow me, I guess. But yeah, you can find me. I post random stuff. I like a lot of stuff on Twitter. I don't really post stuff anymore. But yeah, thank you, Callum, for joining me today. Thank you, Stan, with a very nice stream plug for streaming this set. Going to take your time off to just stream instead of talk. Thank you for Dapple for having us, and we'll see you at the next LUTI match, because Dapple is streaming a lot of them.
So again, as we've been saying, if you are excited for the future sets for LUTI, make sure you just follow Dapple Productions and just turn notifications on maybe so you get notified when the next set for LUTI is happening, so you can not miss a single game in these sets, especially if they're going to end up as exciting and back and forth as this one.
Yeah, but everybody, we're going to sign off now. Take care. and see you next time.
Bye bye.